Right over there in the distance, you can see some high-rise buildings. Those are in Singapore, which means we are in Johor Bahru, Malaysia, which is just a few minutes across the border from Singapore. And we are going to take the Rakyat Timuran Ekspres later tonight, which is also known, or better known, as the Jungle Train. That will bring us from Johor Bahru here in the south, all the way to the Thai border up north. This is a sleeper train that departs at around 8:30 in the evening and arrives 12 o'clock, 1:30, depending on where you want to get off, at Tumpat, near the border with Thailand. This is Johor Bahru Central Station, which we will depart from later in the day, in the evening. And the old station is right here. This was the old center where the trains from Singapore came in until just over a decade ago when the line got shut down by Singapore.
We are making our way to the train station pretty early in the day, with a few hours to kill at the station even after my very late checkout from the hotel, which was just around the corner. At least I know I won't be late, and I also have time to get a proper dinner before hopping on the train, which is a good start of the trip, I suppose.
We are about to depart in about 40 minutes time. That means we should be able to board the train in about 10 minutes, but there's no action here. The only people that are boarding are those going to Woodlands in Singapore. That is a 5-minute train ride from here. We are about to board the Ekspres Rakyat Timuran. That brings us all the way to Tumpat, almost at the border with Thailand. I'm getting off 2 stations earlier because that's more convenient for me to take a bus towards the Thai border. Before that, we have a 16-hour train ride in front of us. No announcements are made, so we don't have a clue what's going on. So people walk up and ask, and they are told, yeah, we'll be boarding soon.
Today's trip is the very first trip in my series of train trips through parts of Southeast Asia. So if you want to see more, feel free to hit that subscribe button. I've added some more information to the screen you see right now. It now also features rail gauge, as there are quite a few in Southeast Asia, and I've traveled on a few different ones. Another interesting piece of info I've added is the average speed measured over the entire trip. I will use this for a later video when I do a recap of all the trains in one go.
And we are boarding. It is departure time. But that doesn't matter. We can board.
Platform number 2.
Thank you. Here we are, platform 2. Number 7. There we go. Yeah, I have 39. 1, 5, that's at the far end. Oh, it's really cool here. I love this. 5, 7, 9. I'm sleeping upstairs and I have a window, so that's good. We are just pulling out of Johor Bahru station. We are virtually empty, which means I think we'll pick up most passengers along the way then. Let's finish the walkthrough before it's busy. Okay, toilets. We have a squatting toilet and we have a sitting toilet. Both look really clean. Just realized my bed is next to a door. That was probably not the smartest choice. Well, I have earplugs, so that's okay. Nice and noisy. Let's see. I have some snacks. Some burgers. Mostly noodles, I guess. But you'll have something warm. And the carriages are sitting passengers. There are 4 sleeper carriages that accommodate 40 people each, so that's 160. And there's no shower on board. I'm that one.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, the 39. Yeah. Not wrong one. Okay. She's really friendly. She goes, wrong carriage. I made 2 mistakes. I'm near the door, which will be noisy, but also I took the upper berth, which is not enough for me to sit, while the one down below is, and that would have cost me 5 ringgit more. I have to say, the track here is, oh, he closed the door, okay, that helps a little bit, but this train is going to Tumpat near the Thai border, as I said earlier, but I'm getting off 2 stops earlier, and I forgot the name of the town, but I'll look that up shortly. That's because connections from there to the Thai border are easier than from Tumpat. Tumpat is a village, and the station I'll get off is a little town, which has a bus service directly to the border. It should be about half an hour's drive, and from there I can cross the border into Thailand and walk to my hotel. That's the plan for tomorrow though. But first we have 16 hours of this train. I put my suitcase up here with me because I'm not sure what happens down there. There's no real space to put any suitcases, if you ask me. So I hope this will be okay, which means this berth that is about 2 meters is quite limited space for me.
Many hours later.
A very good morning. It's after 6. It is still dark outside, and I've been sleeping for most of the time. I noticed they turned down a little bit of the lights here, but half of the lights is off now. Most cabins are full, and it's 6 more hours, so I'll slowly start with the day. You can only use this toilet if the train is moving. That's because everything will probably end up on the tracks. Good morning there. Yeah, this looks pretty grubby, but it is what it is. Flushing doesn't seem to be working. And if I ask for a little bit of water, I get a lot of water and it's clogged up. Yeah, you'll get the idea. Look, there is a power outlet. One. So this is what a cabin looks like. You get a pillow and the window. Storage for your shoes, but I put them down below. There is no power outlet, nor is there anything basically. Except every seat has its own little light. Oops. As we are waking up, the morning skies slowly fade away into another hot day in the tropics. Fortunately, I can view this all from my little window that I have all to myself. Still, I was jealous about the big windows the lower berths had, but at least I wasn't looking at the wall for the entire trip. The cafe carriage, as it's called on this train, didn't really look organized all 3 times I walked by. This time around there was a horde of people, no queue, and orders were mentioned, made or not made directly by the staff being in the kitchen area most of the time. I managed to score a coffee here later though. We have 5 minutes at Guillemard station here. People are buying their food there because in the train it's chaos. And they have a locomotive here. Alright, let's see if we can get there. That's not the locomotive though, that's just a carriage. How fun is that? And an old signal here. Plastic. From station to station, most of the single track here runs through pretty lush green tropical rainforest. At least, it looks like that from the train itself. The area is actually pretty populated, and most, if not all, ancient rainforests have been replaced by palm oil plantations in recent decades. The views are still pretty amazing though.
I moved to a berth that belongs to someone else that already left the train because it's much bigger. Look, I can sit straight up, well, barely, but it works. I can lay back and I have a headrest. And the window is nice and big. I just picked up a coffee. There's not much food left and didn't really look that appetizing, so I skipped it. And we had to wait for this train. It probably doesn't show really good on camera, but these sheets, I guess they used to be white, but they are old, so they're off-white now, just like the walls, the floors, no, basically everything. This is definitely an older carriage, but I have to say it's pretty comfortable. Fire extinguisher is gone, so we know that this train isn't the newest, but that doesn't mean it's bad or something. The beds are really nice, comfortable enough, and it's not dirty as in there are cockroaches or other critters everywhere here. I haven't seen a single one. Also, the lack of quality in catering was to be expected. I read about that. And also, this is a 10-euro train. On the other hand, staff is extremely friendly, and also other passengers are always asking in Malay, but that's okay, where I need to go. They seem to be worried that I had to get off earlier. Although this is a non-smoking train, on the balconies people are smoking, and of course the doors are open, so you also smell it in your compartment. We are approaching the... I have to look at the name, it's a French name. There's a bridge coming up, which is named the Guillemard Bridge. Here we go, that's a big bridge. That's because the Kelantan river here is pretty wide as well.
Time for those ratings you have been waiting for. We are still using the 5 points I've used before, so here we go. Ease of booking. You can book any trip to the website of the railway company. They also have an app, but I didn't use that this time. 4 out of 5 stars. Level of comfort. The ride was more stable than I expected, and the bed was really decent. No showers on board though. 4 out of 5 stars. Time traveled. It's a 16-hour trip, but you know that when you buy your ticket. Departing in the evening does the trick though. Sleep first. 3.5 out of 5 stars. Meal service. Non-existent. Food options offered in the cafe were very limited. You are able to buy breakfast at Gua Musang station. 1 out of 5 stars. Price comparison. I paid about 10 euro for this 16-hour trip. You can't beat that, also because it saves you a hotel night. 5 out of 5 stars. With 17.5 out of a total of 25 stars, this trip was fine. If you bring your own food and don't rely on what's offered on board, it is absolutely a good trip to make.
Thank you. To go to the border.
Yes. Okay.
By bus.
By bar.
Where?
To Thai border?
Thai border. My car lah. 30.
30. Yeah, thank you.
Where you come from?
From Indonesia, live in Indonesia. Dikit lah. Dikit. Pas Indonesia.
Yes. You come to what is your country?
Belanda.
Belanda.
Holland, ya.